Hey guys. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, got a few things I want to try to get done. One, I took the newer camera. You guys are going to get tired of this if you're not tired of it already. I'm tired of it. Let me turn it off. I took the new camera and I held it alongside of the old camera in the truck, which I call the van cam, which is something like this. It's made by Cam Park, I believe. It was $50 or under. This one here was $85 in the door. So I took it and I placed it alongside of the other one, so they were side by side. I got the SD card out of the other one and I recorded my trip to and from the coffee shop. So I'm going to put these side by side to see what happens. So that's going to get done. Then I got to do another close-up for these because I haven't heard from Ham Radio Outlet, which I'm surprised. I've always thought they were a stand-up company. I never had any problems with them, so therefore I really didn't know. But apparently I had a problem with them now because I got some bad connectors that cost me like 40 bucks or whatever it was. They were like $2.50 each, I think. I gotta look it up. But anyway, they by no means were the cheapest ones. And buying them from them, I thought I was gonna at least get a good set of connectors. So I ended up with 20 or 25 connectors that I couldn't use unless I started grinding down the ends. And I went through that with you guys on how I had to do all that to make them work somewhat. And even then, I couldn't get a full turn on them. So they're there, they're working, but they're not where I can tighten it up with a couple of turns. I got like that, half a turn to tighten it up. Now the other thing was with these, which also came in the same pile, the thread on this end does not fit the threads on the reducers. Now and this is the first time that I've ever seen that happen, was when I got these connectors in, which was what, maybe 2-3 months ago. They're standard. These are standard size. You know, like a 1/2-inch wrench is a standard 1/2-inch wrench. Well, they're standard. And this screws right into that. And that's a standard thread. If you want to call it a coarse thread or whatever, you can. Well, in this one, it's not coarse. It's very fine. If you want to call it a metric, you can. But whatever you call it, this won't screw into it because of the threads are different. So when I've got some that I can't use because of this end, I can't use them on this end. Who's that? And this part here kept popping off. Well, basically how that's on there, if you can see it or not, if you're not familiar with them, is there's a little ball on the end of this little thing here. And then we have these two little pieces here to tighten up with this little wing nut. And these two pieces have two, well here I'll show you on this side. See how it has those two little holes in it? So that little ball, which this also has on it, fits into that so that you can swivel them and move them around. And you tighten it up with this. Well, on this particular one, for some reason, the holes, and I checked them all, and all the holes are the same size, but this one here kept falling off. So I took those two pieces, I straightened it out a little bit, which gave me more tension, and then I kind of countersunk the holes, so to speak, so that the ball fits into it a little bit deeper. So it works much better. So what I need to do is I want to do it to all of them. It really wore out to where it was doing nothing. It was just shot. You know, I ended up putting a piece of pad on it, putting a piece of towel around it, and you know, and I was going to have it reupholstered. And then I said, well, maybe I'll just buy another one. So I went online and looked, and they wanted $450 for a new seat for the tractor. I said, that's crazy. I'm not going to spend $450 for a seat. You know, I'd rather take what I have, which was a good frame, and then just make cushions for it with vinyl, and so I can just snap them on. When they wear off, I'll yank it off, and I'll snap on another one. And that's what my plan was. However, I ended up at Tractor Supply one day, and I seen they had a yellow seat there for $100. All right, and it'll work. I had to do a little adjustments and do a little tack weld here and there to get it to fit the way I wanted it to fit. However, because it wasn't really made for this particular tractor, it was a little bit higher. So I said, okay. Well, it didn't have a safety switch in it either. The other seat had the safety switch, so you have to be sitting in it in order for it to start. Well, the new seat didn't have that. You know, $99, you're not going to get everything that you needed. So I took the plug and I jumped the plug, and then this here way it would start, which it did. It ran fine. I'm thinking that maybe that plug, because it's kind of exposed, and that jumper and that plug at this point may be to the point to where it's kind of corroded, you know, the weather got to it. So, and if that's the case, it's not going to start. So I'm going to check that first. So I want to take care of that piece over there with the little clips on it. I'm going to add this to it, which is a light, which I have here. This used to be a video camera with microphone that didn't work. So I took the camera and all that out of it, and I put a little 12-volt light in there. So now it's a light. So I'm going to add this with the rest of this to that little piece that I have to modify so that when I solder, I also have a little light with it. So I'm going to do that. And then I got to do a video on this, on these things. Because that video is going to be sent to Ham Radio Outlet, because I'm really disappointed in that. I really am. That is not their practice as far as I know. And then when I told them about the radio, because I bought the radio, which is down here that you're not seeing right now, it was $350. And by the time I got to open it, it was like 2 months later. I bought it as a spare, a backup. And when the virus hit, I said, well, maybe I better open it up, get it programmed, just in case we needed to use it for something, and I'd have it. Well, this was just before, actually, the virus. This is when China first found it. So at that point, I opened it and turned it on, and the volume, you can't hear anything, only through the microphone, and you should be able to hear it through the speaker. So I tried an external speaker, so I tried everything at this point, and it's the radio. So I contacted the company like 15 or 20 times, no replies, none of this. First it was the virus, so they're not working. Then they're tied up with other customers. I email them, they email me back saying that radio's been discontinued, you know, which it was, but it's still under warranty. When you buy it new, regardless if it's been discontinued or not, the warranty is still there. So at that point, one thing after another, and I can't get a hold of them anymore. Ham Radio Outlet said to me, because I bought it from them, that send them the copy of these emails, which I have, and they'll see what they can do. They may not be able to get it fixed under warranty, but they can get it fixed. Well, you know what? I can fix it. I just didn't want to do it because it's under warranty. Well, no longer is it under warranty due to the bullshit that I had to put up with them, but if they can't take care of a little problem like these connectors that they seem to be ignoring even after they told me to send them the pictures, are they going to do anything with that? And if that's the case, I'm not dealing with them anymore. So, you know, I never had a problem with them, but I never had problems. All right, so the next thing is I got to change my clothes because I don't want to start, not that these are good clothes, but these are my going out to coffee in the morning clothes. So I'm probably going to go in and change them so I don't have to worry about it because I automatically do this. That's just a habit. And I don't want to have to worry about doing that. Like I say, they're not expensive. They're just clothes, but still, I got enough clothes that I wear out here that are shot. I don't need to ruin anymore. So I'm going to go in and change these. I'm going to come back out here and we're going to do some work.